This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45, Heather B.
What up, Sway?
G.
Listen every
morning.
Sometimes you work in the business and you get to watch seeds planted in the soil, Heather B.
That's what's up.
I'm a botanist. I like to make things grow.
That's what's up.
And I like to see things grow in a healthy way. And what I mean by that in relations to this music business, there are some artists that are resilient, Heather B, that stand the test of time. I remember back in maybe about 2002-ish, 3-ish.
Yeah.
When this young lady out of Atlanta started becoming a trailblazer of a new scene, a new era, singer-songwriter. She was working with a good friend of mine back then, Jazzy Faye, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's right.
Right? And she came up on the scene and brought all this new, exciting, exhilarating energy. And let's say, how many albums later? Six albums later. She sold over maybe 20 plus million records, right?
Dope.
Sheesh.
That's dope.
Okay. She's gotten a Grammy,
Yes, I have.
right? A slew of awards from whether BET, MTV, whatever you call it. She's been on stage with everybody from T.I. to Jay-Z. And she entered the acting scene and done a series of movies. And she's really been finding a way to reinvent herself. And now she's here celebrating her 6th studio album, Jackie, the one and only Ciara.
Yeah.
Ciara.
What up, CC? Good morning. That is the sweetest introduction I've ever heard in my life. Thank you so much, Sway.
Well, you know what, Ciara? Here's the realness of it all for me. You know, I've gotten to know you over the years. I've been in the studio with you. I've heard albums before they were released. We've been to dinner together. We've done a lot, you know, periodically in your career.
Yeah.
And yes, you've hit the big screen, and you've had a lot of people bum rush you about your personal life now, who you're dating, and all those great stories that I see you telling. You know, I see you behind the mic. It's like, damn, I got to answer this shit again.
It's so funny.
You know, but, you know, what brought you here in the first place was the music.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
right.
so for me, I think people forget, you know, that regardless of who you're dating, or who you have children by, or all those things, that you're an artist, and that's how they got to know you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and people who get married or people who started dating or having kids, that's just a fact of life.
Oh, yeah. That is. It is life. Life is truly what you make it, and, you know, and it is. It's life. We're human. We're all the same.
Yeah.
I'm no different from you. You know, we're all the same.
I'd beg to differ, Ciara. You're a little different from me.
What?
Man, you was twerking before they
Well,
said twerking. You
Oh.
know, right? Come on.
That
So
car was
funny.
hot.
You know, I can say it's been interesting. Speaking of that, it's been interesting to see the new twerk wave, because I'm like, we from Atlanta. We've been twerking for years. You know, but that is funny you say that.
Yeah, I see these whack twerkers. You know, we ain't gonna make this conversation about twerking, but you know,
I don't know where this is going.
Twerk battle.
Yeah,
It's called the
this
twerk
show.
battle.
Bring them
Sway.
all on stage.
Oh,
Who's
God.
twerking now?
They get slaughtered.
Who's twerking now, Tracy?
It was still Miley Cyrus.
Miley ain't twerking no more, though. Miley went and twerked next to Ciara
It's a lot of Instagram models.
that are twerking, right?
Oh, and Amber Rose.
Amber can't twerk like
Twerking
that.
is everlasting. Amber can twerk, actually.
Not like you.
I've seen her. I'm sorry, I don't want to go too far with this, but she could move her body.
Yeah, her isolations are on point.
I give credit when it's due.
No.
Coming from Atlanta and seeing Amber twerk,
She
know,
does
she
it.
does it good.
Amber make you think of sex
Where
when
are we
she's
going
twerking.
with this?
Though. I don't
Okay,
know.
you know what? Maybe this should be a guy conversation and guys only. I don't know where you're going, Sway.
That's the problem with the world, Ciara. Men and women need to start talking.
Yes, that is true. Communication rules a nation.
You know,
But you know, we don't have to talk about. I don't know where you were gonna go.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop it. You got to do something that was really amazing at the on the BET stage, and you did it so great. And when you did, was it Pleasure Principle or
No, we did Rhythm Nation.
Rhythm Nation?
Yeah, Rhythm Nation and If.
And If.
Yeah.
Janet Jackson.
That was
Did you
awesome.
get? Did she say? What did she say to you when she saw?
You know, it's so sweet. She sent me something. She sent me a really nice flower flower set in a nice note afterwards. We were actually trying to cross paths on the way at the end of the performance, but we didn't get a chance because it was so chaotic backstage. But, you know, I know she was very happy and her team, and even Jimmy Jam tweeted something really cute. But that was an amazing experience. You know, it was definitely one of those things, a dream come true. I was like, you know, I won a Grammy, but, you know, but in addition to winning a Grammy, things like this and moments like this are just like what you truly do it for.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a moment to remember. You know, it's another one of those just sweet moments.
It's a great moment,
Yeah.
you know. And Janet is somebody you could take cues from because she's stood the test of time, and she's had a role of, like, you know, this is your 6th studio album.
Yes.
Your first albums did a lot better than your last albums,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sell-wise, yes. Yeah.
Sales-wise.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I say that because I really, you know, like my debuts have been higher in the start, you know, but I always believe it's not about how you start, it's how you finish, because think about this. I am, you know, going on, like you say, on my 6th album, and it's 13 years later. So, you know, I like to say that there's something to say to that, and there's something to appreciate and good to find in that when maybe records don't perform like you like them to.
Yeah.
You know, so... Yeah, I just say sales-wise because sometimes it's not so much about the music. It could be about marketing, promotion. It could be about all kind of technical things. Like on my 4th album, I was in transition from I was changing labels.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get to properly promote and like have it set up right, you know. And so, yeah, that's why I say that. And like on this album, my first week, you know, was very low, you know.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, you would want it to be better. But the truth is, we're just getting started. And this album really is my best body of work to date. Like I'm very confident in that.
Yeah. Why do you feel that way?
I was able to do everything exactly how I wanted to. I was able to express myself exactly how I feel. Like I'm in my truest form right now, my realest form. And not saying that I wasn't, you know, being true or whatever, but I was learning more about myself and growing up. And now I've allowed myself to be way more vulnerable than I've ever been. And I think being vulnerable allows you to grow. It allows you to heal. It allows you to learn a lot of things about yourself. And so I just feel good. Like this is my sweet spot. First and foremost, as a woman, you know, before the music part of it, it's all about where I am. And I just feel so good. I feel like I'm in tune with myself.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I think that's why I say that, you know. So I really, truly believe we're just getting. I hadn't even toured in like 6 years, and this album was the first time I've toured since then.
Wow.
You know, so it's so many things to do, and I think what makes it exciting right now is that while I've been blessed to have, you know, won Grammys and movie awards and all those good MTV video awards, not movie awards, hope to win some of those, you know, but I realize it's like I still haven't done, there's a lot I haven't done.
Right.
And so that's what makes the next chapter exciting. That's what makes the journey that I've been, you know, growing on and pushing on exciting. Like that's what makes me feel like I have so much more to look forward to and
Wow.
push for. So
You
yeah.
sound so positive.
Yeah, and grown.
You know, I'm gonna let you jump in, Tracy, because you said something that you said this album you felt like you were your most vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, and
for sure.
Dance Like We're Making Love.
Yes.
That's the video I saw. And you've been practicing abstinence, right? Is that still going?
Yeah, that's still going.
That's still
we
going.
hanging in
You're
there.
hanging in there.
We doing all right.
So when Russell sees that video, are you giving him an idea of what it's gonna be like?
Oh gosh, Sway.
Wow.
You're putting me on blast right
It's
now.
called Dance Like We're Making Love.
Oh, well, we definitely should dance like we're making love, you know, and we should, yeah, you know, whenever the time comes.
Did he go, okay, I'm gonna hang in there? I just saw the video.
You know, he tweeted something. He was like, so when's the date? You know, he put a tweet up after. We were laughing. We joked, we laughed about it, but he actually really loved the video and was super supportive in the process too, because he got to see it when it was really raw. And so there's a lot of things going on in that that form of the video. But yeah. So he did say, he was like, so when's the date again?
Yeah, that's what he said. You let him know that I'm from Oakland.
Oh, okay.
And he could thank me later for Marshawn Lynch and all the guys, all the guys that we.
Have to
come
bring
on.
up football with
come on,
Sierra
I just-
minding her business.
I'm just
like,
saying, you
He's
know.
horrible. See, he's horrible.
It don't even matter where they came from. It's where they're at. That's all that
I'm just
matters.
saying, Sierra.
Go
don't you-
Hawks.
Get out of here. All right. We're going to play Dance Like We're Making Love, and then we're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. Sierra's here. Sway in the morning. The album is called Jackie.
Hey.
Sierra's here. You can download that right now on iTunes.
Yes.
And if you want to hit her directly, you can hit her on her social media. How can I hit you, Sierra?
It's real simple. It's just my name, @Sierra, pretty much everywhere. Yeah, on my Twitter, my Instagram, Facebook, it's all just my name, Sierra.
Who's Jackie?
My mom.
That's your mom?
That is my mom.
Oh,
I feel like a mini Jackie these days. You know, being a new mom, I know what it's like to be in her shoes. I understand why she told me no to a lot of things. I didn't understand it, but now I get it. You know, and it's just that it's honestly having my son has been the best thing that's happened to my life.
That's
it's been necessary.
Yeah.
You know, and so but I do feel like a mini Jackie. Like I think that's where you get more of your feistiness from. My mom's very feisty. You know, but now again, you know why you got to be a little feisty too.
Have you had that moment where you were saying something to your son? Because this happened with my daughter.
Okay.
And I realized, oh damn, jeez, I just sounded like my mother or my grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ever
yeah,
happen?
and you know what happens? The Atlanta comes out of me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, boy, you better stop. I just turn all the voice, the tone, everything changes. And I do sound like my mom.
What's your mama tone? What's your mama tone?
My mom say, now, Sierra, sit down now. She'll say, sit down now, Sierra. She'll say it real hard. The voice, everything gets real, the tone gets deep and she doesn't say too much. But you can hear it and you can feel it. And she might actually do one of those grab you by your, your shirt a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to do that to my juicy man, because the cool thing is when it's the girl and the boy, mom and the son,
that's different.
They melt your heart every time. So, I just kind of laugh at some of the things that he does. I'm like, okay, you just knocked that cup down. Like we were in a restaurant, he knocked the wine glass down. And it was a little expensive. I was like, okay, well, this is what babies do. You don't really sweat the small stuff. So, yeah.
You got to take that. My mother used to yell our names in sequence. Regina, Terry, and Sway.
Wow.
She didn't say Sway, but no. All right, go, Tracy, Heather, go.
Well, Sierra, first of all, I don't know if you realize, but I think every single freaking human being is really rooting for you and Russell. I feel like this is going to be, the aisle walker. And I'm wondering... I've always been curious because obviously when you're a celebrity and you're dating, it's very, very different from the average pedestrian because I can have a relationship on the Lilo for like a year. Nobody's got to know about it.
Yeah.
And you can conceal it for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But then there comes a time where it's like...
You got to live.
Yes, and you have to step out and acknowledge it.
Yeah.
When do you decide it's time to make this public?
At this point in my life, I made a decision to really feel like, I have to be clear about everything that I'm doing. And I think it's just all about when it feels right to you, and you can't put a time on it. I used to always kind of like try to live life like, don't do this and do it like, and you can't live life by a book either. It's just about what feels right to you. And you and your partner too. It takes two, it's all about communicating and being in sync with each other. So, we just move. The one thing I love about he and I is that we just really are truly trying to live life as normal as possible and really truly enjoy each other without the part of what we do as entertainers and being an entertainer for me and him playing his game. But just do what feels right to you. Don't overthink it. Don't calculate it. Just be.
So you guys don't have like discussions on how much you want to say about the relationship? Like, babe, make sure I interview.
We talk about a lot of stuff, but I think the thing is just that and something even I feel like I've learned over time is that if you're just being you, it all works itself out, and just be honest. I think that's the key.
I agree.
Really quickly, because you talked about energy while the music was playing. I heard you and Sway, you talking about energy and feeling good. And for me, that has a lot to do with like spiritual life. And that's just my personal opinion. And it seems like your spiritual life has come to the forefront a lot more. Did it grow more over the industry? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've always been a believer. I've always loved, had a strong connection to God.
Amen. Amen.
I didn't go to church a lot, but I knew God. I knew his presence. I knew his spirit. And I knew he was real. And, he's really the reason why I'm still here today, rocking and living my dream, and so, I don't know. It's always been, I've always been aware of God's presence. So it's nothing new for me. I think it's just growing up, you become confident with your thoughts, much more confident with your thoughts. And again, I'm much more expressive. So maybe you also get to feel that new energy from me of where I am more expressive and saying things. But I've always been a believer. And, I really do know that God is the reason why I'm here. And I believe that.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Heather gave Sierra a high five.
Because that's dope. You don't hear a lot of artists.
You can't. Oh, gosh. Come on now. Yeah, his power is real. I think a lot of times this world it's really weird. It's kind of like a lot of people start mistaking themselves for the position. It's really interesting, but that's another conversation. But yeah.
Next time you come back, we'll talk.
We can have some good talk.
You know what I just remembered, Sierra? I think. Well, I'm assuming you and Russell were on a date at Taylor Swift's concert.
Yeah, she invited us. It was, I don't want to say it was a date. It was actually, she was in town and she knew that we both were there. We actually ran into her father the day at training camp before her concert. And then when she was aware that we were there, she called us up and she wanted us to come out on the stage. So it was pretty cool. Yeah,
she's super sweet. And we love Taylor. And I'm wondering, I would love your opinion because we saw a big conversation happen that kindled on Twitter from Nicki Minaj when she was discussing the VMAs, and she was upset with not getting a nomination for Video of the Year, and she felt that her blackness as a black woman, when it comes to her sexuality, was being compromised and not respected in the same regards as like other nominees. And I'm wondering, do you ever feel that way, like you're not taken?
You know, I'll be honest. I've never been asked this question before, but there's a lot of moments where I feel like I kind of got slighted. You know, I'm not going to say it was because of my race. You know, it's just going to be all kind of circumstances. I do think that sometimes award shows are very political. Right. I think that sometimes they just have their go-tos that they like, and that's their system that they run, you know, but it can be all kind of factors, you know. But I really try to make an effort of like, even if we can't ignore that racism does exist and that is true, but I just try to live, you know, is open-minded, and I try not to really think of the skin part of it because it goes really deep. You know, being an African-American, you know, we know our history, but I try to let the history of what it is truly be the history and past. And I try to say like, you know, we're all one. Like I really try to think that way, even if you got to be realistic, but I try not to go there in the direction of like the race part of it because it becomes something deeper. And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah.
But I appreciate you taking on that question. Ciara is here. The album is called Jackie. There's a song featuring Pitbull and Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Missy.
Yes.
How I'm feeling.
Yes, that's how I'm feeling.
That's how I'm feeling.
Yes.
And that's how I'm feeling right now. So we're going to play that, all right?
I'm excited.
Here, 888-742-3345. Play in the morning. That's how I'm feeling right there. That's vintage Ciara. Pitbull. Missy Elliott on.
We love Missy.
Yes, we do. Dwayne is in Chicago. Dwayne, say hello to Ciara. Go ahead.
What up, Dwayne?
What's up?
Say what's up to Ciara. Dwayne, you all the way in Chicago.
What's up, Ciara? How you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm all right. I got a two-part question. How do you feel about the current state of female R&B?
You know, I think that music is going through a cool transition right now. I think that we're kind of finding a new swing of like real true music and people really being just true artists and expressive. I don't know. It's interesting though when you think about it. I do think music is starting to feel like it's getting to a really fun place. Yeah. You know, I think we got some more growing to do to kind of like catch up to the old school, because the old school was just back to back, song for song, line for line. You know, it was something to everyone has something to say that was just really like some good love songs, some good life songs. You know, I don't think we're in that phase right now, but I think we're trying to find something right now. So yeah, that's what what's I feel.
Up. I'm only gonna give you a one part, Dwayne. We got to go to Keisha from New Jersey.
Hey, Keisha.
Keisha, what up, Keisha?
What up, Keisha?
Hi, Ciara.
Hi, how are you?
Aw,
thank you.
Hey, Keisha.
Tracy, Heather B.
What up, girl?
Hey, girl.
Go ahead, quick question, Keisha.
Yes, my love.
It's not even a question. I just wanted to let you know I think you're very great, and I hope you continue to be great. And thank you for being a role model for younger females like me.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you. That's really powerful. Thank you.
Hey, Keisha, you get the album yet?
I am going to get the album. I'm actually a flight attendant, so I'm not home. I'll be home in the next 3 days.
What airline do you fly?
I'm at Spirit right now.
Ooh.
What is it?
Spirit?
Yeah, it's a smaller airline.
Oh, okay, cool. Spirit. I couldn't understand. Don't say nothing silly, Sway. She's working, okay? She's hustling, okay? I was gonna say because if she was on Delta, they have my album on all Delta flights, so you can listen to it there. But yes, you have to go get my album right now.
That's funny because I was on a Delta flight listening to your album.
Yay! I love that.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, Keisha, go ahead and graduate though. All right.
You know what?
Keisha, keep working hard, okay? Ciara's got you.
I'm not going to see her. She works on Spirit.
You might be on Spirit, Sway. You might be on Spirit.
Oh, that's not the right Spirit, Sway.
Good point,
Ciara got them jokes.
Let's do some Celebrity Wire real quick.
Reporting on arrests. Have you figured out why I'm in these handcuffs?
Fights. And celebrity meltdowns.
No! If you can't help them, help me!
It's the Celebrity Wire on Sway in the Morning.
All right, Tracy G, we got Ciara joining us. What do you got?
All right, this is actually a really good one to get Ciara's thoughts on. Ice-T, his wife Coco.
Okay.
They are friends of the show. They actually have their own talk show that is debuting. Now, they were doing an interview of Andy Cohen, who, FYI, Citizens is having his own show on SiriusXM.
Channel.
You know the channel? His own channel, excuse me. Andy Cohen, yes.
Got it.
Now, he has his show, Watch What Happens Live, on Bravo.
Yes.
And he had an interesting discussion of Ice-T and Coco. And Coco pretty much said that you should be a slave to your husband and submit to him at all times. Listen to this.
What is your opinion about submitting to your husband?
I think all women should do it.
You do?
Yes, I do. I'm a slave to him.
Really?
Yes. And I don't
By her choice. She likes
Yes.
that. She's into that.
And do you find that you get what you want out of that?
Yes.
Very
I do.
good. Okay.
I think it's been 15 years. It's worked out.
Yeah, I hit the jackpot with this one right here. It's crazy. Coco is also OCD, so when she gets mad, she cleans.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh my God, make her mad. You got the house queen.
No, I don't make her mad.
Ciara, don't look at me.
Interesting.
Heather, you
well,
ain't
he
got...
is Ice-T the pimp, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're talking pimp language, I would say. You know, but what were you going to ask me? You
Well, you know, since you're in a serious relationship and you're waiting until you get to marriage, do you think that, you know, women and men should take on more orthodox gender roles when it comes to marriage?
You know, I think that being a independent and I like to call myself a strong woman, you know, I think I have to have a strong man by my side. And I call shots in my world. I don't like calling the shots in my household. I'm a very simple girl in a sense, but I like letting the man be the man. That's really important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead.
That's important. It feels good.
Yeah. Standing ovation at the studio.
Right,
No,
man.
it does. It feels good when your guy, you know, can kind of, you know, line you up a little bit. Because you're so, you know, I'm just so used to being like a lion in my own den, in my own world. But it's cool to kind of take the back seat a little bit at home.
I'm mad at that. Barefoot in the kitchen cooking for Russell.
Oh, he's painting the picture. He's painting his picture. I will do that, actually, though.
See, that's my man.
That's
Russ,
no
she all right.
problem.
So I ain't mad at that. It feels. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it feels good for the man too.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes, it feels
You've
good
got
to the
to
man,
honor.
too.
I think the thing is that I know as adults we both want respect, and I feel I can't say I know everything about the male species, but if I could, you know, go off of my studies or just experiences, it's just like it is important to. You know, you guys have the word man. There's so much that comes with that. So much strength, and the word woman, the same thing. But it's important that you guys feel like a man.
Yeah.
Like I want my man to feel like the man.
I literally roar when I walk into the house.
You know what? Howl at the moon.
And what happens when you roar?
My woman, my lioness, comes running. She greets me with a kiss and some turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon.
Meat is always in his conversation.
Not even a cheeseburger or something?
She
Turkey
knows what
bacon.
I like.
You know what?
Wow, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. I don't even
We
speak
sorry,
English
Ciara. We so sorry.
Laundry's done. Food's done.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Ciara, thank you for coming by this morning.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You're a beautiful person with a beautiful spirit.
Yes.
And you
Oh,
have a
thank you so
wonderful
much.
career. And stay your course.
Yes. Stay the course. That is the
Okay.
rule in life. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I will
absolutely.
do that.
So, Russell, I said he's welcome for Marshawn and everybody.
Of course, of
Okay,
course.
all right. How can you be reached, Tracy G?
Twitter, Instagram, @is Tracy G, ITS, ACYG, and Citizens. If you want to run back this interview with Ciara, any other part of the show, super freaking easy. Just go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Ciara, that guy over there behind the turntables.
Yes.
Do y'all know each other, Francis?
Actually, you know what? I met Ciara before the first single came out. She came to Vegas. I'll never forget
Years
this
ago.
moment. I'll never forget this moment. She's like, "You're from the Bay Area. You know about the hyphy movement." She knew about the hyphy
That is
movement.
right.
And you know, Sway and I are from the Bay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were on the radio together about 20 years ago. We got history.
He loves saying that every time he comes up
Well,
here.
you know the Bay Area. I'm just saying what it do. The Bay, that's what they say.
Yeah.
What it do.
Yeah, the Bay Area, you guys, I have to say, you know,
And then, you know-
spun that record and
Also, I'm a resident DJ at Dre's. I know you come to Dre's and you come to Vegas.
I performed
I'm in Vegas
there.
now.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, the Bay Area is really, truly what helped break my first record. What really helped break Goodies. So,
definitely.
We go way back.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's DJ Franzen, man. Good friend of mine. As he said, where your team at? You got an artist you working with now?
Yeah, my boy J.R. Castro.
Let him in real quick. J.R. Castro.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere. I don't know if he can hear us.
He's a rapper or singer?
No, he's an R&B guy, man.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah. You know.
JR, come here, man. JR Castro, come here real quick, man.
In the building.
Hurry up, this is your turn.
This is Northtown, Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's Sierra, man.
Nice to meet you.
Use her as an inspiration.
Oh, you're so sweet. That's so sweet of you.
How long you been singing?
Congratulations.
How long you been singing?
Thank you. I've been singing since I was about 12 years old.
Oh, cool.
Go acapella, real quick. Go.
Acapella?
Go.
Let's see.
Yeah, man.
I'ma put that ass in a loop, make a rhyme with you, baby. Plotting on it, see, I just gotta tell the truth, babe. So I hopped up in my coupe, doing 90 on the interstate. I know it's hella late, but I know you gon' wait. Put on that thing that I like. When you take it off, I just might go down and eat it all night.
Okay,
You got that,
JR?
You're nasty,
JR Castro.
Whoa.
Wow. that was nastier than Goodies. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only DJ Franzen. Say it, Sway in the morning.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45.